Hello students, welcome to the lecture 9 of the chapter Atomic Spectra. In this lecture, we are going to cover the topic Shape of atomic orbitals and nodal plane. So, as we know that S orbital has a spherical shape, P orbital has a dumbbell shape, D orbital has a double dumbbell shape, and so on. But from where this shape has come, or who have calculated that it will have the spherical shape or this will have that shape? So from where it has come, that all we are going to study in this lecture. The shape of the orbital by a particular electron can be found by finding the angular probability at the different point around the nucleus. So first we will see for the shape of s orbital. For s orbital, we know that L is equal to 0 and hence ML is equal to 2L plus 1, which is equal to 1. That is ML will have 0 value. As I have told you in the lecture, I think 6th or 7th, that you have to see the table number 1.3 from the Manali publication book. In that table, for s orbital, it is given that the theta of theta and phi of phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2. The angular wave function theta for the s orbital is independent of the angle theta and phi. This indicates that the orbitals are symmetrical in all the direction and therefore the s orbital are symmetrical in the shape. So see, for the p orbital. For any p orbital, L is equal to 1 and hence ML is equal to plus 1 minus 1 0. Their corresponding angular wave functions are like this. So it shows that it depends on the theta and phi. So for Px it is dependent on sin theta cos phi. For Py it is dependent on sin theta sin phi, and for Pz orbital it is dependent on cos theta. To find the shape of p orbital represented by this angular wave function, we change this into the Cartesian coordinates. See, in the previous lecture, we have converted the Cartesian coordinate into the spherical polar coordinates. Okay, so in that x was equal to r sin theta cos phi, y was equal to r sin theta sin phi, z was equal to r cos theta. Now transferring these terms into x, y and z, that is sin theta into cos phi is x upon r, sin theta sin phi is equal to y upon r and cos theta is equal to z upon r. So to find this I have converted them into x, y, z. So we know that now sin theta into cos phi is x upon r, sin theta sin phi is y upon r, cos theta is z upon r. Okay. Now when we substitute it, the angular wave function for x is equal to, denoted by px, 3 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2 into x upon r. For the py, it is 3 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2 into y upon r, and for pz, it is 3 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2 into z upon r. Okay, thus the wave function of x, y and z are called px, py, pz. These wave functions are plotted in the three-dimensional space, gives the dumbbell shape. So what they have done? They have taken the various value of x, plotted the graph, and now they come to know that these orbitals have the dumbbell shape. See, the px orbital has like this shape. So this dumbbell is on the x-axis, for py it is on the y-axis, and for the pz it is on the z-axis. So now how it will be for the 2px? or 3p or 4p. So there will be the dark portion and which will be separated by the nodes. Is it okay? These are the nodes. Is it clear to you? Okay. Now shape of the d orbital. For the d orbital, L is equal to 2 and hence ML is equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Their corresponding angular wave function are complicated wave functions. The wave functions varies with xy, yz, xz, x square minus y square and z square. So as we have seen the equation for the p orbital, similarly for the d orbital that equation is very complicated, as you can see from that similar table, okay? So it varies according to the xy, yz, xz, x square minus y square and z square. Hence, the d orbitals are represented as dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. The first three shapes are double dumbbell shape lying between the axes, whereas the fourth is the double dumbbell shape but lying along the axis, and the fifth one is the donut shape in the center of xy plane. So you can see this. See, for dx, dyz and dxz, it lies in between the plane and have the double dumbbell shape. Similarly, for dx square y square, it is dumbbell shape but it is on the axis, not within the axis. Okay, it is on the axis. And for the dz square, it is a donut shape having it has on the xy plane. Is it okay? The next point and the last point of this chapter is nodal planes. What are the nodal planes? We have seen the radial node, angular node, total node. From that we know that the node is the point at which there is the probability of finding electron is 0. Similarly, nodal plane, it is an imaginary plane passing through the nucleus, and throughout the plane the probability of finding the electron is 0. So as we were talking for the specific point, now we are talking for the plane. So all over that plane or throughout that plane, probability of finding electron is 0. Okay. So see, here is the diagram for this plane. See, this is a px orbital which is along the x-axis, and this is a yz plane. So this plane cuts this px orbit at the nucleus, and all over this, throughout this plane, the probability of finding the electron is 0. So each p orbital has the dumbbell shape. That means it has a two lobes separated from each other by a point of 0 probability called as a nodal point or node or nucleus. The two lobes of each orbitals are separated by a plane of a 0 electron density called as a nodal plane. The plane of 0 electron density is also called as a nodal plane. In the px orbital, the imaginary plane passes through yz plane, where the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called as a yz nodal plane. In py orbital, the imaginary plane passing through the xz plane, where the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called as a xz nodal plane. In pz orbital, the imaginary plane passing through the xy plane, where the probability of finding the electron is 0 is called the xy nodal plane. So see, for the px orbital, the nodal plane is yz plane. For py orbital, the nodal plane is xz plane, and for the pz orbital, the nodal plane is the xy plane. So the nodal plane is a plane at which the probability of finding the electron is 0. Is it okay? So here we have completed our first chapter, that is atomic structure. So student, study hard. Thank you.